Welcome back, everyone. This is MandoAllDay, back with another video. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at, finally, the Target exclusive gold label Deathstroke and Kyle Rayner. And this is the Green Lantern. And again, I said finally because, one, I've been hunting for these for quite a while. If you go to my YouTube channel, you'll look at the playlist shorts. You'll see a bunch of videos, short videos, no pun intended, of me hunting for Kyle Rayner and, of course, Deathstroke. So, and I want to give a shout out to Aiden. So, Aiden, if you're watching this, thank you. And I want to give a shout out to him because he actually the one who posted online and he told me where I was able to find them. And it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to find it. So, Aiden, if you're watching this, thank you. You helped me out get these two figures because finally I get these figures. I'm late in the game. I know other YouTubers have posted videos, but like the old saying goes, better late than never. But anyways, I just wanted to get that out the way because, man, I've been hunting for these so bad. Finally got them. So, as always, we're going to be taking a look at each figure itself in terms of the articulation, sculpture, and paint, and of course, if it's worth your purchase or not. But before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button to the support channel to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So, let's take a look at each one. We'll start off with Kyle Rayner. The front of the box looks like. The side. The back, which I like the art. The other side. Top. And bottom. Alright, now let's take a look at Deathstroke here. The front of the box looks like. The side. The back, which is really cool art. The other side. Top. And bottom. Alright, now let's take a look at each figure outside the box. As always, they do come with a card. This is the front of the card looks like. The back of the card. It does come with this armor piece here. Obviously, it's a Green Lantern, so it's kind of hard to take a look at it because it is a clear. It's like a lime green clear. But there's some little design. There's some little spikes right there. It's like an armor piece, which looks pretty cool. But yeah, it's kind of hard to tell because of, there you go. You can see it right there, that detail. I think it's pretty detailed for an accessory, for like an armor piece. And it does come with a sword. And again, it's green or lime green. And it is clear, so you can see through it. And of course, it comes with a regular stand, which doesn't make any sense to me because in the picture right here, he's flying. But yeah, he's standing so with the regular stand. So it is what it is, though. But nonetheless, though, let's take a look at this figure. And the head sculpture looks really, really cool. I really like the head sculpture. The mask, I'm not too fond of it, but it still looks good regardless, though. Yeah, but the mask, I'm not really fond of it. The hair sculpture looks really, really good. I really like this head sculpture. The paint is just solid black. There's not much else going on in it. I do like the white... Oops. Come on, camera. There you go. Sorry about that. I do like the white eyes. The white eyes look very, very good. The painted lips look good. The only downside is it has a two-tone skin color. You can see that right there. And then obviously his neck is like a different color, which I don't like that at all. It just looks weird. Head articulation, left to right, looks good. And it's good. Up, down, it's okay. But left to right are very good. I noticed on mine, it could just be mine, but why is my camera not focusing? Here we go. I noticed on mine, again, let me know in the comment section. Maybe you guys have the same issue, but you notice that face paint on the side is kind of darker. Yeah, in the front, you guys can see that right there. I don't know if it's by design or mine just looks like that. I'm assuming it's by design because even on the other side, it has that look to it. See that it's kind of darker right here, and the chin is brighter. See that? So let me know in the comment section if you have this figure, if it looks like that, if it's by design, or just be mine could be an issue. But nonetheless, so the head sculpture looks good. The paint's good. The side is kind of weird, but head articulation is limited. Left to right is good. Up, down is not so much, but the head sculpture looks good. It looks clean in the paint. Same thing. Shoulder articulation, good. Elbows, good. Wrist, good. Torso, very, very good. Really, really good. So in terms of the torso and the upper body, it's actually really, really good. In terms of the sculpture design, again, really, really cool looking sculpture design. I really dig it. It has that texture look to it. And what I like about it, it's not just a black. It's like black with, I don't think it's white, but it looks like a little bit of white, but it's not. It's just like the texture. And it will little with the reflection of it, it makes it kind of look white. But I do like the painting on here. Looks good. Obviously, the Green Lantern logo looks right there good. The gauntlets look good. Clean looking. Has like a weird design to it right there. The paint looks good. And, of course, he has that ring right there. My camera can pick it up. Right there. Overall, the upper body looks good. You can't go wrong with it. It's a clean looking Kyle Rayner. I really like this figure as well, too. It looks good. I will compare it to the other one. But overall, for this one itself, the upper body, I gotta say it looks good. The only thing is you have to kind of keep in mind, and there's some blemishes right there. Hopefully my camera can pick it up, but there are some blemishes. You can see that right there. Nothing too crazy, just something that I noticed. Same with Deathstroke. So when I show Deathstroke, you'll see what I mean. So just keep that in mind. So overall, upper body looks good, man. Looks clean. Articulation is good. You can't really hate on it, man. It looks clean. I dig it. Leg articulation, good. Knees, good. Ankles, good. Toes, good. So, again, same thing like the upper body, that textured material, also present on the legs as well, too, which I really like. In terms of the legs, not much going on in the paint, but the boots, though, has that same kind of style that's on the arms, also present on the legs. You can see that, which, there you go, you can see that, which I like that. I like it, gives it an extra look to it, which I really, really dig. Overall, cool, man. I really dig this. It looks really, really cool. Even more textured. Why is my camera out of focus? Sorry about that. More textured look to it. I like the look of it. Looks clean. Again, very plain looking. A lot of the Green Lantern figures, they're just clean, plain looking, but there's nothing wrong with that, though. So, overall, it looks good, man. I really dig this figure. Now, of course, the main question is this worth your purchase? This one by itself. The Target Gold Label exclusive. Is it worth the purchase price of $20? I think for $20, you can't go wrong with it. I really like the figure. Is it one of those go out there, must buy and get this figure? Yes, because it's been selling out. And I say this because, well, if you subscribe to my channel, if you see my channel, you see a lot of my short videos. I've been hunting for this figure and Deathstroke. So if you do happen to see this in person, definitely get it. But the question is it worth the purchase price of $20? I think for $20, it's a fair looking figure. It looks good, looks clean. Articulation is good. In terms of the paint, I don't know about the side right there. It could be just minor, it could be by design, but apart from that, for $20, I think it's a fair price, man. You get some cool Green Lantern accessories. The figure looks good, has a cool sculpture design, the paint's good. Can't go wrong with it, man. I really, really dig this figure, and I think for $20, I think it's a good price for $20. Now, let's take a look at this figure with the other Kyle Rayner figure. And this is the Kyle Rayner from the Build-A-Figure for Atrocitus, the one back there. So this is the Blackest Night Build-A-Figure wave. And in terms of the sculpture design, they're pretty much identical, to be honest with you. The only main difference is, actually, a couple of differences, I should say. Let me clarify that. One, obviously the paint. This one has that white in the center. This one has green all around, even on the undies. And of course, the Green Lantern logo is different. The head sculpture is a little different. You can see the head sculpture is a little different. This one has... Come on, camera. Okay, my camera is being a little finicky right now. But you can see the difference there. One's a grin. But in terms of the sculpture design, they're pretty much identical. In terms of the head sculpture. Another difference that I noticed too is going to be on the armor pieces. The gauntlet and the boots are different. So this one has a plain white, not much going on, right? But this one, the Target exclusive, has that little armor design. See that right there? And of course, the Target exclusive one has that legs that are armored. The Build-A-Figure one has plain green. So keep that in mind, though. But apart from that, they're pretty much identical, except for the little things. Arm detail, arm detail is same. In terms of the upper body, sculpture design is the same. Legs is the same. Just the boots, obviously, and paint and so forth. So there are some differences. Because I've seen people say, oh, it's just a repaint, It is a repaint, but it's also Little sculpture different, like I said, the head sculpture, the gauntlets, the boots, and of course the main thing is the paint. So overall, though, they both look really, really good, man. You can't go wrong with it, and the articulation, both of them are really, really good. So here's a good look of it. One's leaning back, he's leaning forward, so just don't think that their difference in height. They're pretty much identical. So just mine's not posing straight up, but nonetheless, so both cool looking figures, man. Here we have John Stewart here. John Stewart looks good. I really like the John Stewart figure. Just look at all that detail on John Stewart. It looks really good. And again, another Green Lantern, which I'm really, really happy. But again, just for comparison's sake, they both look good. Here's a face-off with each other. You got John Stewart and, of course, Kyle Rayner. Both look cool. But to me, I think a really highlight is going to be John Stewart. He definitely is more detailed. And, of course, he does look green compared to the lime green. I'm not hating on it, just something that I noticed. Next up here, we have Hal Jordan. Another good-looking figure. Again, very detailed Hal Jordan figure. And then, of course, we have Kyle Rayner here. And when you compare this one to Hal Jordan, I got to say that the Hal Jordan is very detailed. Similar to John Stewart. Just all that detail in their armor looks really... Let me do up close more. You guys can see it better. All that detail in Hal Jordan. And when you do comparison... Yeah, Hal Jordan definitely stands out. Same with John Stewart. So, but again, they both look cool, man. I'm really glad that they're making more Green Lantern or Lanterns figures. I think they look really, really cool. I just wish they had more of this kind of sculpture design compared to this one. Don't get me wrong, I like this, but I just want more like this because it's more detailed. But cool looking figure nonetheless. Next here we have the Superman Black Lantern. You can see that right there. It looks really, really cool. I really like this figure. Looks good. The head sculpture is fantastic. I made a video of him. And of course, Kyle Rayner here. Again, more lanterns. So McFarlane, if you're watching this, please make more lanterns. This looks really cool, man. Having them face off each other. Really, really, really cool. I really like it. You guys can see the height difference. They're about... Well, Superman's about just slightly a bit taller. But really cool looking figures. Here we have the Build-A-Figure Blackest Night Atrocitus. And you can just see the difference in height. And, of course, the massive muscles. So, you got Atrocitus and Kyle Rayner. Again, more lanterns, which I'm really happy. Because as much as I'm a Batman fan, I like having variety. And this looks really cool. Having a display. And just look at the height difference. Just, he's super tall. And he should be. Because he's, Atrocitus. He's supposed to be huge. Look at that. A height difference. That would be really cool face-off. So, really cool Build-A-Figure, man. I really, really like it. Simple, but yeah, it has some parts that are very, very detailed, which I really, really like. Here we have Necron here. This is the Mega Fig for the Blackest Night. So you have Necron, Black Lantern, and of course, Kyle Rayner. And you can see definitely the height difference in terms of Necron, the Mega Fig, and the regular figure. But just that detail on Necron was fantastic. And when you do a face-off, it just looks really... Really, it's probably going to fall. Hopefully it doesn't fall. But you can see the height difference right there. Definitely much taller. I really, really like it, man. I really like this Necron Mega Fig. Really, really cool looking figure. Last but not least, we have here, of course, I had to bring him Batman from the Black Lantern and Kyle Rayner. Come on. It had to be on here. Because if you're going to do Green Lantern, you got to bring him in. So, of course, Batman looks really, really cool, man. And there you go. Kyle Rayner, man. Great, I'm glad they're making more lanterns. It looks really cool. Just imagine having all this in display. Really, really cool, man. I hope they make Guy Gardner. Man, I hope they just make more lanterns, man. I really, really like the lanterns. They look cool. Especially if you read the omnibus for Jeff Johns. The Jeff Johns run for Green Lantern. Fantastic, man. But there you go. Alright, that concludes an overview of Kyle Rayner, the Target exclusive one, gold label. And now on to Deathstroke. As always, they do come with a card, so the front of the card looks like. The back of the card. It does come with a bow staff, which looks pretty clean. Not much detail on it. You guys can see that right there. And it does come with a sword that's already in it, so when you actually get the figure, it does come with a little, not sword, but a knife on there. You guys can see that right. It does come out. And I'll show you guys right now. It's a little stuck in there, but here you go. Comes with a little knife, and of course, a regular stand. So, let's take a look at this Deathstroke figure. And I gotta say though, this head sculpture looks really, 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 really cool looking. I do like the head sculpture, the design. You can see that sculpture design right there, and that paint. That paint looks really cool. It has a kind of like a brushed aluminum steel look to it. You can see that right there. It's like black with like maybe some like white, a little bit of white, but it looks so good. Of course, the white eyes, and again, same kind of textured material on there as well too. I really, really like it. Like this head articulation is good. Up, down, good. Left and right, good. I like that paint. That paint just looks so good. It looks very good. And when you compare it to the black and then like a matte white, it just stands out so good, man. So the head sculpture looks clean, but that paint job is just fantastic. Shoulder articulation, it's there. It's there. It's just obviously the cape's kind of blocking it. Bicep articulation, good. Elbows, good. And then wrist, good. And I do have a question for any of you who have those figures. Let me know if this is supposed to be like this. Can you turn this around without breaking it? Because it's kind of like this right now, which is, I don't like that, but it could just be mine, or maybe you can remove it, or remove the hand and kind of switch it over. But regardless though, let's take a look at the torso articulation. So the torso articulation is not the greatest. The arm articulation is good. The shoulder, again, it's limited to the cape, but the paint job looks so good. And the detail, look at this right there. That detail on the sculpture design looks so good. A little detail right there, also right there. And of course, on the other side, you got the shoulder pieces on here too. But what I like about it is that paint job. You got that matte white. Then you got that kind of paint right there. You guys can see that right there. It's like gray, silver with black, and it just looks sturdy, but it just has like a steel look to it, if that makes any sense. And it just looks really, really good. You can see that brush kind of look right there on that gauntlet right there. Again, little things like that just makes this figure really stand out, man. Fantastic job, McFarlane. McFarlane did a really good job with this figure, man. Then, of course, you got the logo right there. The cape, again, looks good. A lot going on in the cape, but it's just so stylized, and it should be. This is a really unique looking figure, man. The cape looks fantastic. So, of course, the upper body, fantastic. Articulation limited in some parts, the shoulder, torso, but that paint job with the black and the grays and silver, and of course the white, it looks really, 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 really good, man. Utility belt looks good, clean. Okay, not much going on. I'm sure some of you guys can paint some parts to it, make it really pop, but it looks good though nonetheless. Leg articulation, good. Knees, good. Ankles, good. Toes, good. So in terms of the leg articulation, it's good as always, but to look at that detail. Here you got the strap on there, but that detail on the legs, that silver, looks really, really good. Also that texture design on here too, looks good. This figure, in terms of the lower body, the legs, they're pretty much identical to the previous one that came out. But regardless, so it's a good looking figure nonetheless, so it looks really, really good. Now, I will say this, so just like I said with the Cal Rayner, you definitely want to take a look at which figure you want to get, because there are some blemishes. I don't know if my camera can pick it up, but there are some blemishes right here. It's like a little bit of black spots. It looks like it's kind of like overspray, so not too crazy about it. Not a big deal for me, just something that I noticed. Also, marking right there too, so if you are planning on keeping it like in box, definitely want to take a look at the figure, because there are some blemishes to this figure. For this one though, I did buy another one just to keep in box. The other one is pretty mint condition, but regardless though, the leg detail really, really good, man. I really, really like the detail. That silver looks really good, man. And this just paint job right there just looks fantastic, man. You have to see this figure in person. It looks really, really, really good. Now, of course, the main question is this worth the purchase of $20? And look, I don't like cursing a lot in my video because I know some kids watch my videos, but to answer that question, is it worth your purchase? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. If you can get this figure, definitely get this figure. Because, goddamn, it looks good. The articulation is good. Limited in some areas, I agree. But the figure looks cool. And that paint job on this, the black parts to it, just looks really, really cool, man. You have to see this figure in person so you can see what I'm referring to in terms of the black parts, or the black paint, I should say. Let me pose this figure if I can. I'm not very good at posing. Now, let's do a comparisons to another figure for Deathstroke. So here we have the Rebirth one. Same thing. In terms of the detail, they're pretty much identical in some areas. In terms of the arm pieces, they're identical. Obviously, this one has a shoulder piece. Face, pretty much identical. Of course, the main obvious is going to be the paint. The torso, it is a bit of a difference. This one has that little sculpture design. You can see that right there. This one just has that plain white mark to it, so that's also limited. It does have the side texture design, also on this figure as well too. The leg detail, they're pretty much identical. There's not much of a difference. Obviously, the main difference is going to be the paint. But the sculpture design, they're pretty much identical. Just like I said, the main thing is the difference is going to be the paint. But nonetheless, though, they both look good. These are both fantastic looking figures. So you have the traditional Deathstroke, and then we have Deathstroke from the Defiance storyline, which I'll talk about that in a bit. But both fantastic figures nonetheless. Here we have Deathstroke from the Arkham video game, and of course the Target exclusive. Both look really good, man. Deathstroke is, in terms of figures, they all look good. I'm trying to think about it right now. I don't think I've ever seen a bad Deathstroke figure, and they both look so good. Not only with McFarlane, but all the other ones too, like Mattel. But here we have the McFarlane ones. There's 3 of them, and they all look really, really cool, man. They just look fantastic. Here we have them face off. They look really, really, really good. I really dig both of them. But to me, if you were to ask me which one's better, man, this is a tough one. Because this one is a lot of sculpture designs, a lot of detail. The paint job looks good. The copper paint looks good. But also, this is more modernized. Less armor, but it looks cleaner. But that paint on the black looks good. And if you were to ask me which one do I prefer, I don't know. I can't even decide, man. Because this one has a lot more armor, Deathstroke type of thing, and this one's cleaner, less armor, but it looks good too, man. I'm stuck. I don't know. I know I'm gonna cop out. People are gonna hate me for this, but you know what? I can't decide. This is such a hard. Let me know what you guys think. Well, what you guys prefer? This Deathstroke or this Deathstroke, the Target exclusive one? Leave it in the comment section. Of course, we have to bring here. We got Batman on here. Batman from the Bat Family Amazon exclusive figure, and of course the Target exclusive Deathstroke. And of course, we had to bring him on here because, of course, this is Deathstroke is a Batman villain. And then we have him, of course, face off. Look at that. That'd be really cool. Just look at that costume, man. That paint, that black paint just looks so good, man. You have to see that black paint in person. I'm telling you, it looks really, 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 really good. And of course, we had to bring Damian here. This is, again, Damian from similar to the Batman. This is the Amazon Bat Family exclusive figure. And of course, Deathstroke from the Target Gold label. Now, why did I bring Damian? Well, if you've read the book that's back there, you know why I brought him on here. So, if you know, you know. If you don't, then, unfortunately you don't, then definitely get this book. But anyways, there you have Damian and, of course, Deathstroke. And we hope we have them face off one another. Now, here is the Deathstroke Omnibus by Christopher Priest. Now, why did I bring this? Well, bringing this is because I see a lot of people online when they first showed this figure, and people started looking at it. People were wondering, why is he wearing a cape? Why is he black and white? Doesn't make any sense. Yada yada yada. And I'm bringing this up because in this particular run, this is from the DC Rebirth Christopher Priest run. This is the Omnibus for Deathstroke, and so in this Omnibus, it does include the Defiance storyline. So if you're wondering, if you're watching this video, you want to know why is he wearing a cape, what the heck is Defiance, what is all this about, definitely get this Omnibus. I'm pretty sure you can still find it, but definitely get this Omnibus. It is pretty thick, like 1,600 pages, but in this comic, though, it does kind of go into the Defiance, what it is, and how it came about, and of course, this costume, and it does talk about this one as well, too, this costume, too. I think the first story, it includes this costume. So if you want to know more the backstory of each costume and how they came to be, definitely get this omnibus. And like I mentioned, the reason why I brought Damian is because in this story, in this omnibus, there is a story of which Deathstroke tells Damian, you know what, Batman, Bruce is not your father, I'm your father, hence why I brought him on here. But nonetheless, though, if you want to know more about these skins, highly recommend getting this omnibus. This is by Christopher Priest, like I said, and this is a pretty thick book. Like I said, it's like 15 or 1600 pages. It's a really thick book. Look at all those pages. Pretty thick book, but again, and on here, it includes the story of the Defiance. So if you want to know more about it and you want to know why it's white, again, definitely get this omnibus. Alright, that includes an overview of Deathstroke from the Defiance. Deathstroke from the Target exclusive Gold Label Defiance storyline. And as I mentioned already, I'll mention it again, highly recommend getting a thumbs up for me. Highly recommend getting it. This is a fantastic figure, man. Definitely top 10 figure contender of the year from McFarlane. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me on these figures? Do you plan on purchasing these figures? Or do you really purchase these figures? Leave it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button and that support channel to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So it includes an overview of Deathstroke and Green Lantern Kyle Rayner. This is the Target exclusive Gold Label. And on to the next one.